So in this video, I'm going to show you how to bond together a variety of different materials using just 3C's Max Bond. I've got around 50 different pieces of material here that I'm going to bond down to different substrates. So I've got two different materials. One's a wooden post, which is porous, and then one's a plastic UPVC pipe, which is non-porous. I'm just going to apply two thin lines of Max Bond on the back of each item. The 9 different materials I'm going to be using are softwood, hardwood, OSB board, MDF, plywood, engineered flooring, laminate flooring and veneered flooring. Now I'm only using one line of adhesive on the plastic pipe, but I'm using the same 8 pieces of material as I did on the wood. Now we've got a concrete precast lintel, and all surfaces need to be clean, relatively dry the better, and of course dust and debris free. I'm sticking different types of metals on here: galvanized steel, metal bracket that's powder coated, an aluminium bracket, an aluminium bar that's also powder coated, and a piece of stainless steel, lightweight metal handle and a heavyweight metal bracket, as well as a flat plate of aluminium. Now any excessive adhesive may ooze out the side, don't worry about that, let it dry and you can simply trim that off afterwards. This next surface is a piece of veneer, like a melamine board. Just like your kitchen work surfaces and your splashbacks, they're generally designed for things not to stick to. However, Max Bond will. Do take yourself a little light piece of sandpaper, give it a very, very gentle scoring, and it will help it keep. And as with everything, make sure, again, it's dusted off with no debris on there. Then on the veneer board, I stuck down a porcelain tile, some artificial grass, slate, a fire brick, heavy metal bracket, ceramic tile, natural softwood, a piece of polycarbonated sheet and a glass. Now this is a piece of MDF, medium density fiberboard. It's kind of in the middle of the other materials we're using. It's not as porous as your concrete or your plasterboard would be, but it is going to be more porous than the veneered board we used or the piece of plastic pipe. On the MDF surface, I fixed down an engineering brick, the porcelain tile was fixed down on the smooth surface, and then a ceramic tile fixed down on top of that by the clay side. A ceramic tile fixed down on the glazing edge to the MDF, a piece of slate with a plastic bracket, a plastic container, a masonry fire brick, an aluminium strip, and then a metal bracket. Now I've got an offcut piece of plasterboard. This is very porous. If it's in your house, it's probably going to be plastered or painted, which is still fine as long as it's dry. I fixed down a tile, applying the Max Bond to the ceramic surface. Also a piece of plastic, another metal bracket, then a UPVC piece of window trim, a plastic vent and a polycarbonated sheet. Now when you glue two different materials together, you will have to leave this for at least 20 minutes for them to bond. However, the overall curing time may differ depending on how much Max Bond that you use, how porous the materials are that you're keying together, and of course weather and room temperatures, etc. also may play a part. All of these items have now had a couple of hours to start to cure and bite to their surfaces. We started off with the timber on here, going on to timber. Now that is feeling very, very solid. I mean, I can pick up each one of them, no problem at all. And they had 2 little small lines of adhesive on. And then we had the PVC pipe, which again, they are really, really strong bond on there, all holding the weight of that little small piece of vinyl there at the top. Nice and secure. And then we moved on to the heavyweight stuff, like the concrete precast lintel, which is porous. And that really is very heavy, but a great, good, solid bond on there. And although there is still dries where it's got that elasticity in it, which allows a tiny little bit of movement, you can feel just how rigid, these things are. And then we had the Formica board, which is designed for things not to stick to, like your kitchen surfaces and your splashback, etc. Again, the metal bracket there holds on great. We had the porcelain slab there, artificial grass, the slate, the brick, and then the glass as well. The glass is even, you know, lifting it up. And that's only had a small little blob in the centre of that glass on there, and it bit to that really, really well. Then we have the Mdf board, which is kind of in the middle of these two boards, but it certainly isn't as porous as what the plasterboard would be. And the brick, house brick, is bonding to it. These are all the very heavy items, and this is a real heavy board now. We've got that 20mm porcelain slab on there, the 2 ceramic tiles, and you know, even the bracket is taking the weight. Now on the plasterboard, these are all lightweight objects. Of course you'd expect them to stick really well, but this ceramic tile is interesting because I applied the Max Bond on the underside of it, the glazed surface of the tile, and bedded it to a very porous surface there, and that really, really has got a good strong bite on there, and I can't even get my fingers underneath there. And again, small little brackets are stuck really well. That would hold your shelves up, putting a couple of brackets in place. If you need to know more about 3C's vast range of products, just check out their website on the link below.